That at least 8 people are now facing felony charges tied to the immigration protests. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman saying today that violence will not be tolerated. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman joins us now here live in studio. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
So you did a big press conference today with you, also the LAPD chief and the LA County Sheriff, announcing the first arrests. What are the key things we should know?
So here's the key takeaway. Is that we are going to fiercely defend the rights of people to exercise their First Amendment rights of speech and assembly. And thousands of people have done that completely legitimately. But when protected speech crosses the line into illegal conduct, they are going to get arrested, they're going to get prosecuted, and they're going to be punished. Today we announced charges against 8 people. One, for instance, who fired commercial fireworks at police officers. 2 who actually drove motorcycles directly into police officers. Another individual did donuts. If you recall the pictures of the individual doing donuts, had a loaded ghost gun in his car as he almost seriously injured people. Interesting with that person, he's a 3rd striker, so he's looking at 25 years to life.
Wow.
These other people are looking at no less than 6 years of state prison. We also brought charges against people engaging in graffiti. I mean, people have basically desecrated, I'm going to call it our home. I mean, downtown, these are historic buildings that have been there for 100 years and now have vile sayings all over them. So we brought felony charges against for vandalism.
Felony charges?
Felony charges.
In the past, always, when we talked about graffiti, that wasn't always a felony charge.
That's correct. But felonies could always have been on the books, and now we're using it. So we brought felony charges against 2 individuals who went ahead and defaced public property in using, again, some of the more vile words you can use. We also brought charges against 2 individuals involved in that theft of a Nike store downtown. And this is just examples of the cases that we are getting. These are 8 individuals who are now facing state prison time. And we want to send this message because, again, people are going to be marching for the next number of days. And if they want to march, we will defend that right, we will protect that right. But if there are people amongst them, and it is a small minority of people amongst them, of the thousands of people, there might be hundreds maximum. Those are the people who are not interested in legitimately protesting. They're using this as the opportunity to commit crime. Now they got to know they're going to be held accountable for those actions. You will be arrested, prosecuted, and punished.
I mean, it looked like there were more than 8 people that caused problems during all this. You expect more cases coming?
Absolutely. There have been hundreds of arrests. Those arrests, some of them we can do quite quickly, some of them take time. And in addition to the people who've been arrested, the police have loads of social media video that was taken at the time. And even if people who committed these crimes aren't arrested on the spot, we have weeks, months, even years to go after these people, and we will.
So we just showed some video that I wanted to show because it sort of went viral when I was on the air the other night, and President Trump actually was talking about our coverage of this. So there's some video of this guy hammering the sidewalk, and a bunch of LAPD officers were nearby, didn't stop him. He's taking this presumably to create basically rocks to throw at officers, and then just down the road a short time it pans over and we see people setting cars on fire. This was all happening Monday night. This is part of what I think led to this idea of a curfew, because this was so absurd that this was allowed. Like, what happens to this guy?
So what will happen to this guy is that we have plenty of video from Fox, from all the news stations, and on the social media video. We even had body cam footage that many of the officers were taking themselves. We will identify this person. At that point, that person will be arrested. He'll be brought to the district attorney's office. We will file charges, assuming we can gather all that evidence. Then we'll bring him into court. We will prosecute him, and we will punish that person to the full extent of the law.
Is it frustrating for you, the fact that these crimes weren't stopped in real time? I mean, it's one thing to prosecute afterwards, but when this was starting, there's cops like literally right by that they didn't, intervene.
Again, in a perfect world, everyone who's committing a crime would get arrested and taken into the station at that moment in time. But when you're facing hundreds of people, some of whom are actually committing crimes, you have to make split-second decisions. If I go ahead and arrest that person right now, I have to take the time to arrest them. Another officer has to go with me. Someone has to transport that person at that point. Do you have 3, 4, or 5 people who can deal with that individual at that exact moment of time? Or do you know that that individual has now been videotaped repeatedly? That they videotaped all the person's friends, so they know who to go out to if they have to identify that person. The actions that they took are 100%. I mean, you can't have that many video clips and not have overwhelming evidence the minute we get that case into court. So the officers have to make that split-second decision. Is crowd control right now paramount? So we know who that person is, we'll get them later, or do we have the time to actually go ahead and arrest them? In that particular case, they made the crowd control decision, and I'd be hard-pressed to second-guess that.
Yeah, although clearly the next night they seem to make a different decision by putting that curfew in and sort of not allowing a lot of this stuff to happen in the first place.
And law enforcement learns. They learn from one night to the next on how many officers they need in what location. They bring additional buses sometimes to put people in if they're being arrested. So from one night to the next night to the next night, they're getting better.
And are prosecutions coming for people that get in the way of ICE doing their job, especially people throwing stuff at them and all the rest of that?
So we are looking at both the state prosecutions that we will bring. The LA City Attorney's Office will bring misdemeanor prosecutions for stuff going on in Los Angeles Los Angeles City itself, but also the federal government has announced its charges. And if you want to attack a federal law enforcement officer or engage in a variety of crimes, these also will be federal crimes in addition to state crimes. And the U.S. Attorney's Office has already indicated that they will be very aggressive in going after these criminals.
We know that Bill Saley's gotten that message out. We appreciate you coming and joining us to get the message out as well. DA Nathan Hochman, and a little bit later on in this hour, we're going to be joined live by LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger to talk about the county approach from the supervisor's perspective. But great to see you.
Good to see you as well.
It's been a busy few days, and it's going to be a busy few days going forward as all these arrests are processed as well. All right.